at 0, but hopefully he'll come back with something a little bit more exciting. May I talk strategy for a little bit, Susan?
Absolutely.
Now, my team I'm using today is this one here. You just saw me take down those characters there, and I thought I'd like to get kind of a bit more of a strategy section going, and I haven't yet done a theme tune for it, but I know which bit of music I'm going to rip off when I do it. And what I want to talk about is customizing your perks for a particular team. Now, this does mean there's quite a lot of quite a lot of customization options in the game. But what we've done quite a lot is talk about, well, this character does this and this character does that. But we haven't really talked about how each each perk can benefit each team. So let's just have a look at the team I put together here. It's a black and green team, as you can see, and the goal is, I mean, this is not a specialist team in any way. It's just a good solid team. We've got the
got your stunning and your bombing, yeah.
Indeed, so I've got the good old combo of Porridge and K9, which has actually appeared in a lot of my teams and a lot of other people's teams, because they're two good characters. Porridge you get early, K9 lots of people had from the Advent Code, K9 stuns, Porridge bombs, which is such a useful ability. I'm going to get my numbers wrong here and people are going to shoot me. The 9th Doctor he's the healer with air from his lungs and everybody lives. Rory backs that up with a second instant healing ability. The punishment medic, if I'm getting that one right. Is that a punishment, or are they? Yeah, that is punishment soldiers, isn't it? Punishment soldiers. She converts blue to green. So the blue gems are not wasted. I can convert them. Red and yellow gems in this build don't do anything, so they're just there for combos. And then lastly, my punishment soldier is a poison grenade, which is an ability I haven't actually used much, but I want to get I want to kind of try out these abilities that are a bit rarer. Poison target enemies for 5 turns, maximum 5% of HP per turn. So effectively what that means is a quarter of their health over the next 5 turns, which for a big target is great. So Susan.
Yes.
What perks should be put with this team? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the first low-hanging fruit is going to be the damage, which you obviously want to associate with black and green.
Okay, so let's do that.
Yeah.
So let's go. So if we look in,
well, who are your tanks and who are your damage in that team? Do you know? Have you bothered to look at that?
No, of course I have. I wouldn't just blindly look at these, blindly walk into that. I've got Porridge is my tank. K9 is a DPS. Rory's a healer, and I must admit I don't know about the other two, so let me go and check that out. Let's go into my companions, where I've got the Ankylosaurus, and everyone will see it and go, "How do I get the Ankylosaurus?" And email you.
Oh, you know, I got at least 3 support messages about that.
Yes, come on, every week,
give it to them, and they'd never tell.
Let me just click on it. There we go. There it is. There it was. The Ankylosaurus. There we go. It's the best character ever. You know why? It's extinct. That's why.
Hi.
Hello.
That was Lanyon.
That was little Lanyon. Hello, little Lanyon. Right, what am I doing? I'm looking at my characters.
There wasn't enough baby talk to that.
That was... I'm looking for my characters here. I'm completely failing to find them. Must be up at the top somewhere. Here they are. Oh, they're not. They're not punishment soldiers. They're unit. Sorry, everyone. They're not the punishment soldiers. They're unit. So, unit soldier. I've just had a baby. My unit soldier is an attack, and my unit medic is a nice all-rounder. So I would suggest that my attack is mainly coming from the black rather than the green. But I think it's fairly balanced. So if I now head back into the perks. What do you think? What should we do?
Well, I would say it sounds like you probably want to go for black damage, right?
Okay. Because there's 2 though, can't we? So we can boost both, can't we? A little bit.
I need to close my door.
Yes, fine. So if you go into, perk number 1 here. If I go into, there's various issues here. So I can increase my attack for the team. I can increase the HP for the team. So you've got to think, what's this team about? And also, what enemy am I facing as well?
That's true.
But you can't really go wrong with attack, because obviously, if you kill them, they can't kill you. So
I
that's
tend
not
to
bad.
do that just because the team that I tend to run with is a little bit tank heavy. So I like to make up for it by enhancing damage with perks.
Good. So you can balance out weaknesses, can't you?
Yes.
So we'll increase our black damage here as well using the first color enhance. Then we've got color resistance. Now, color resistance is what character so when they attack you, it's what color they are. Yeah. So that's very level specific, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Or you kind of have to pay attention to what happens when you go into fights, like in terms of how the plus minus works.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, what we could do, I mean, if we're just trying to make general perks here, if we think about it like this, I've got green guys. My green guys are vulnerable to red guys. So therefore, if I come across any red enemies, they're likely to be on the board for longer. And therefore, I might want to be a little bit more resistant to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously, if I go into a level and it turns out they're all blue, I can literally just nip back in here and kind of tweak it back. So that kind of works. And again, I've got another base. So there's a second color enhance here. So I could, again, pump up the black twice. Or, in fact, what's probably going to make more sense with a duo color team is to just push them both up by a little bit, which is good. And again, there we've got a second... Oh, hang on. I've got a technical enhance. Is this new? Have I missed something? A technical enhance in Perk 1. That was one of the ones that was added last week, wasn't it?
It is. It's like the trial version of the one that's in the S-Perks thing, because people wanted to check it out, since you have to pay for the ones in S-Perks. So we thought we'd give everyone a small taste of how it works in there. And then if you like it, there's a much better version in the S-Perks section.
Now, do you have... That's good. That's a really nice idea. So the difference is that this one gives us... Just check
and it's so much fun, the technical perks. It totally changes the game. I love that perk. I think it's one of the coolest.
So the free one gives us plus 5%.
Yes.
And then of course you can get another 15%. So you can massively power it up.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a preference then on the shape?
I tend to go with the horizontal one because like in S perks you can do all three. One will be 5%, one will be 10%, one will be 15%, and I tend to put the biggest percentage on the horizontal one because I just think it's the easiest one to do without thinking too much about it.
Now, I've gone differently, so I'm going to debate this, isn't there? The reason I've gone differently is because the horizontal line, and I think this is a really nice touch, because horizontal lines are easier to spot and to see, but the horizontal line takes 6 gems, whereas the others take 5, which is really nice, so they're harder to spot. So I've gone for the all eggs in one basket approach, and if you look at mine, I've gone, all of mine are crosses. So mine's actually plus 30% if I make a cross. And the reason I went for the cross is because I find them slightly quicker to put together than the T-shaped ones. So that's my logic. However, I'd be interested in what you guys are saying in the chat to see what you guys like. So what I'll do is I will continue my personal theme, which is the cross. Do you think there's but what do you think about like powering up all of the shapes versus powering up one particular shape? What's your view on that?
In the channel or me? I think that's a great idea. I for whatever reason I've always done it the other way, but absolutely.
But I mean, do you think there's advantages and disadvantages?
It's kind of like the colored team approach. Most people start out thinking that you're better off having one of each color in the team. Like in support, I see people early on who are having difficulties, and I ask them what their team is, and it's like, I've got one of each color, and that's usually not the best way of sort of min-maxing your team. Usually, you're better off picking like 2 colors and focusing on those and putting some color changers into your group. So same sort of thing. Like you're going to leave some bonuses on the table because you have to get that shape. But on the other hand, when you do get it, you'll get the better advantage. So.
Right. Now, this one here is the one I want to talk about because this is the one you've got to change. Because if you change team, you've got to change this because this is your increased damage from the beginning of a wave. You've probably spotted it if you've got this.
Yeah, I love it, yeah.
It's in Perk 3, so you've got to be pretty advanced in the game. But basically what this does is at the start of the wave, whichever colour you pick gets the little pluses in the corner. You know, the little gems, and you get the plus over the top of it. And you've probably just spotted on the level I played that all my yellow gems suddenly went ka-ching! And but I didn't have any yellow characters, so that was a waste. So if whatever team you're playing with, this one especially, I think you need to pop in there and do it. So I'm going to do it for, let's say, green. Okay, I'll do it for green for mine, and so on down. So you can go on down and kind of customize them for your team. But it is worth it when you're coming up with a new team to customize your perks